Hi guys, welcome back to Uniquely There. So today I'm going to tell you about how I grew my 4C hair. My cornrows are starting to look messy as well. It's been like 2 weeks. So yeah, they're still holding up. It's good. Let's start with tip number 1. Always wear protective style. Well, not always, but often wear protective styles. This could be braids, box braids, cornrows, wigs, or crochet, to keep your hair protected for a long period of time because it gets tangled very easily. You can use extensions if you want or not. Aim to keep it in for at least 1 month or 2 months, depending on how messy your hair looks, how dirty it is, and your choice after all. Also, avoid having very tight hairstyles, and by this I mean like hairstyles like braids or cornrows that are very tight on your edges, because it will pull your edges out. You'll see one of your braid on the floor. Yeah, who owns this braid? They will know it's you. Now you have a bald spot right there. You don't want that, trust me. You don't want that. And this is also important because it makes sure that you don't touch your hair a lot. While you're having your protective styles, don't forget to take care of your hair. You can take care of your scalp by spraying water and also oiling the scalp or putting your favorite cream or leave-in conditioner, to make sure your scalp, the new growth is moisturized or is clean. And my second tip will be to use water, because 4C hair loves water. Water is the key, the key to open those secret doors. It's very, very important. It's very helpful. Let's say your 4C hair is very dry and you want to braid your hair. Don't comb it when it's dry. Comb your hair when it's wet. So spray water, take a spray bottle and spray water on your hair to make sure it's like damp. The amount of water you need to spray on your hair depends on the thickness of your hair porosity, and more factors like your hair pattern, and you'll see the difference. Water is the key ingredient to hydrate your hair. Your hair needs hydration, just like a plant needs water, and it will shrink, but that's normal. So the next tip is find out what products are best for you, like what hair creams or hair butters or leave-in conditioners work best for you. Like for example, you can buy some products that can cause flakes in your hair when they dry, which is not that good. I bought a product, I thought it was very good, but when I used it, there were lots of flakes on my hair when it dried, and I didn't want that. You need to find what works best for your hair, and to do this, you need to try products. Maybe you can watch reviews. Maybe they will be helpful to give you some recommendations and all that. Another tip that I will give you is about detangling your hair. When you detangle your hair, you need sections. You can't just start detangling your hair all at once, combing all of it all together. No, it's going to be very painful and a lot of hairs will fall out, and that's not what you want. You want minimum breakage, don't you? And by the way, this depends on how long or how thick your hair is. Like if your hair is short, very short, then you probably don't need to section your hair because you can just detangle it very easily and wash it very easily. If you have longer hair or mid-length hair, then you probably need to section your hair. When you put it into sections, you should start detangling your hair first with your hands to fill any knots, and then later you can use a wide tooth comb from the tips to the roots, working your way up. Although it's very time consuming, it's very effective in my opinion. So yeah, it's less painful than combing your hair all at once. After that, you just twist it and then just move on to the next section and keep going until you do all your hair. The 5th tip and the last tip is patience. You need to have patience when you're doing your hair because it takes very long. Let's say you have very, very short hair. It may take 1 hour, but as it grows, it's going to take 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, 5, if you want to do it properly, yeah? So you can't do it in 1 hour unless the results may not be as effective. It will still be dirty or still tangled, or you will have a lot of breakage. But you need to be patient to do all these steps properly, nice, to get fully detangled, fully washed and clean and moisturized, and then in a protective style. You know why it takes so long? Let's say it's your wash day. Let's say you're taking down your braids. Then your hair is so dirty and you want to wash your hair that day. Well, you know that by the end of that day, by the end of this wash day routine, you have to finish with a protective style, right? Like, let's say you're washing your hair, putting it into sections, you wash your hair and all that. Now your hair is washed. You can't just go to bed. It probably took like 4 hours, depending on how thick and long your hair is, but you cannot sleep. You know why? Because if you sleep, your hair is going to be matted and dry when you wake up. What do you need to do when your hair is wet after washing it? You need to put it in a protective style. Maybe you could put your natural hair into twists or just cornrows by yourself. You shouldn't leave your hair up in a bun like that or 2 buns like that. It's going to be very dry at the end still. You rather just put it into braids. Maybe you can manage to do 10, 12 braids, cornrows backwards. And obviously, when you're putting these braids in, make sure you put a relieving conditioner or a hair cream or the oil or the butter. And obviously, if your hair gets dry, because your hair is probably going to get dry while you're doing this, because it's going to take like another 2 hours or 1 hour, depending on what style you're doing. You need to keep your water bottle there because your hair is going to dry up then eventually, and keep doing it. Then after that, you can't just go and sleep. No. After those 6 hours in total, you can't go and sleep. I'm bearing in mind you're probably having breaks and eating and watching Netflix, watching YouTube, watching TikTok and all that. Obviously, because you need to rest, you need to relax, because your arms are going to be tired from, washing their hair and twisting this side. These arms, it's like a workout. It's like an arm workout. So you're going to need to rest sometimes. So before you go and sleep, you need a bonnet or a silk scarf or something to protect your hair against the pillowcase, because if you don't protect your hair, like from the pillowcase, any dust or any piece of cloth or something can go into your hair, and also all the oils and all the moisture that you sealed in your hair will just be absorbed by your pillow. However, bonnets usually fall off your head when you're sleeping, so you probably need a silk scarf when you can tie it tight on your head, but not that tight, obviously. So and that's when you know you are done. It's a long process. It's a lengthy process, especially if your hair is longer. So, and you can't be doing this every 2 days. You can't wash your hair every 2 days like that. So let's recap all these tips I gave you. So the tip number 1: use protective styles like braids, cornrows, and all that, but make sure it's not too tight on your edges. Use water when you're combing your hair. Don't comb your hair when your hair is dry, or it will fall off and it will hurt you. Also, find out what products work best for you, and when you're detangling your hair, put it into sections and detangle with your fingers, then with a wide tooth comb or with your favorite comb. Maybe some people use the easy detangler brush or those combs. I don't know the name, but I use a normal wide tooth comb. No, in fact, I use my Afro Peak, to be honest. Use the comb that works best for you. And last but not least, be patient, because natural hair takes time to do. You're gonna take your hair down, wash it, then put it in a protective style. This one is gonna take very long, and do not rush the process. Don't neglect your hair. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends and family, and do not forget to subscribe. Also, turn on the post notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And see you later. Bye.